Hey guys, Cactus Smasher here. I recently came into some more money, and as usual, I went out to Dimple and I bought a bunch of DVDs. These are all DVDs that I've got over the past maybe week and a half, week. Some of them I just bought today. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing is from Anchor Bay, and it's Near Dark. And I was actually really lucky. I found this at Dimple for I think $7, and it's this real. I've never seen this version of the movie before, but it's this real nice, like glossy, cover, and it's got like a slip case, and it's got all the characters on the inside, and it's got a really cool booklet, and like it's got 2 discs with like special features on it. It's so great that. Near Dark is one of, if you've never seen Near Dark, it's one of my favorite vampire movies. It's got Bill Paxton and Lance Henriksen, Adrian Pasdar, and some other people, and it's sort of like a vampire western, I guess, but that's not a really good way to describe it. It's just really, really good, and it's one of my favorite vampire movies, if not one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's just so well made, and the fact that it got like just such a nice release like this, it just makes me so happy because it's a great movie. And I only got this whole thing for $7. So if you really like vampire movies and you haven't seen this, what's going on with you? go watch this. It's really good. So yeah, that's Near Dark. The next thing I got is Re-Animator. Well, I actually didn't buy this. One of my friends went to a horror convention, and he actually got it signed for me by Jeffrey Combs, because I wasn't able to go, unfortunately, but he got it signed by Jeffrey Combs, and it says, Jesse, parts. I have not actually seen this movie. I know about it, and I love Jeffrey Combs. He's one of my favorite actors. But it's a crime that I haven't seen this movie, and I've got to watch this soon. But yeah, that's Re-Animator. And this is another Val Lewton horror double feature. This is Isle of the Dead and Bedlam. Both of them have Boris Karloff in it. I know I mentioned this in my last DVD update, and I just kept thinking about it and thinking about it, and I love Val Lewton enough that I just went out and bought it. It was only like maybe $8. So I went out and bought it, and I have not watched any of these yet, but I love Val Lewton and fucking Boris Karloff. Look at that man. Boris Karloff's amazing. He's so great. So yeah, I really hope to. I'm gonna watch this as soon as possible. So this is Isle of the Dead and Bedlam. Next I have is from Dark Sky Films. This is Hypothermia. I heard about this on Cool Duder's channel, Sean C. Phillips. I heard about this on his channel. He mentioned it, and he said that it's got Michael Rooker in it. And if you don't know what this is about, I've actually watched this, and basically, Michael Rooker plays this dad who is going ice fishing with his family, I think up in Michigan or Canada or someplace like that. And, and they're going ice fishing up there as sort of like a celebration because it's the night before their son goes off to join the Peace Corps. But what happens is that there's this like evil prehistoric fish monster thing that lives underneath the ice, and it basically starts killing them off one by one. This movie, there's some good things about it. It has really gorgeous cinematography, like the snow and everything, and like it really captures this sense of like desolation and kind of loneliness, that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere where there's just snow everywhere and there's no place you can go. And the monster effects are pretty cool. There are times where you can tell it's a little bit low budget, but they don't get right in your face with the effects until towards the very end. So it's pretty cool. And Michael Rooker's great. I love Michael Rooker and everything he's in. I loved him in Mallrats. I loved him in Slither. I love Michael Rooker. He's great. The other actors are all right, but Michael Rooker is really the reason. If you're gonna see this movie, he's really the reason that you want to see it. The ending really sucks, unfortunately. It's just got a really shitty don't kill us, and then, like, nothing happens, It's just a really stupid ending. So, if you really like Michael Rooker and, like, monster movies, I would check this out. I paid $10 for it. I don't know if I'd pay $10 for it after seeing it. But, the cool thing about this DVD is that I don't know if you can see there, that's actually the cover that it came with when I bought it, but it's actually a reversible cover, so you can reverse it and put in a new cover, and I really prefer the inside cover because it's this cool, look at that, it's like, like an 80s, like, horror poster, Fear What Lurks Beneath. It looks like it's from, like, 1982 or something like that, and I love that. That's such a great poster. I wish more movies had covers like that, but that's Hypothermia. And this next movie is something that I actually had never seen until recently, and it's another sort of crime. It's Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is from Good Times. It's a really cheap DVD. I got this for like $4. It's got all these tears on the back, and it's one of those like early DVDs where it just pops open like that. And it's like a bare bones menu. There's no special features or anything like that. But I'd never seen the movie before, and I love Tom Atkins, and I love John Carpenter, so I picked it up. And I've never seen this before, but I actually really enjoyed it. Like, the plot of the movie isn't great, but, like, the cinematography and John Carpenter's score and the acting and everything, it just sort of brings it up to something that's actually kind of enjoyable in a weird sort of way. The music is probably one of the best parts about it. It's like this real creepy, like, throbbing synth stuff, and the acting is actually really good for this kind of thing. Tom Atkins is great, as always. But the bad guy, who plays him? Dan O'Herlihy. I've never seen him in anything before, and I never really knew anything about him. But he plays the bad guy, Connell Cochran, in this movie. And he's awesome. He has, like, this great monologue about, like, the origins of Halloween. And he's, like, sort of delivering it to Tom Atkins' character in, like, this real badass way. And he ends the whole thing with, like, this dark look, and he's like, Happy Halloween. He's so great. He's worth seeing the movie for. So I feel like this movie is really... It's not nearly as bad as people say it is. I actually really... Like, the plot is okay, but it's really well made, and it's creepy, and I had a good time with it, It was just a lot of fun, and I feel like it's been unfairly maligned over the years because, Michael Myers isn't in it, but... It was before, Halloween really became kind of a franchise, that we think of today, And I'm actually glad that they tried, at the very least, I'm really glad they tried to do something different with this, and it definitely is kind of, it's weird and strange enough to be interesting, and I actually really like it. So yeah, that's Halloween 3. Let's see, the next one is from, I think, Paramount. It's My Bloody Valentine. This is the original version of My Bloody Valentine. I saw this a long time ago, like 5 years ago, when I was first getting into slasher movies, and I watched this, and I didn't really know like what to think about it, but I just remembered really liking it, and it was for like $5 in Dimple, so I just bought it, just because I do love like early '80s like slashers like this, and from what I remember of it, it was just really neat. So, I'm going to have to rewatch this again, but that's My Bloody Valentine. And then the last movie I have is The Regenerated Man. I actually picked this up for $10, and I bought it because it came highly recommended by Mr. Parka. I'll put a link to his video, to his channel. And it's like this weird like movie. Supposedly, it's like this weird movie about like this scientist that like is working on a formula for the regeneration of human tissue, and he tries the formula on himself, and he turns into this like ugly like mutated dude who can like shoot people with his bones and stuff like that. And it just looks really cheesy, and like the special effects look cool, and it just looks like a lot of fun, So I picked that up, and so that's The Regenerated Man. All right, so that's the end of this video. I've been buying a lot of movies recently, so I might actually start putting these up more frequently. But and I'll try to put up some reviews sometime in the next week or so, especially because Halloween's coming up. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and if you liked this, rate, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.